Hello everyone, let's talk about the Triad. In this video I will do my best to explain the core principle that governs the world of Haze and its society. This video will be more abstract than the other videos, so if that's not your thing, well, I'm sorry. But for everyone else, let's see what keeps the people of Haze going. The Triad refers to the three main pillars of society. They are in no particular order: magic, faith and science. Every person sits somewhere on the triangle with those aspects at the corners. When moving towards one of the pillars, others become less available. To put it simply, it is impossible to be a priest, mage and a scientist all at once. Not a great one at least. It takes an extraordinary amount of time and dedication to achieve success. The more someone expands in one direction, the less available other fields become, both internally and externally. What do I mean by that? Well, to be a mage, you have to accept the rules that magic dictates. With that come many doctrines that explain the reality. They dictate how to see the magic as a concept. If those rules work for you and for everyone else, they must be true. Wizards can control elements and use them as they wish. Similarly, priests can perform miracles with faith. Those favors bestowed upon them by gods allow them to do unimaginable things. Magic can't explain them, neither does science, but religion can. With science, there is physics, biology, chemistry and all the other fields that simply cannot be explained by magic and religion. It is not the specifics of each field that cause the problem, but the overlap. Wizards can make artifacts while priests can make relics. Both of those can be used to power automatons, and for all intents and purposes they are identical. Now, both sides have explanations on how it works, but they are radically different from each other. Mages call priests naive spellcasters who use magic and call it divine, while clergy thinks that mages use their faith in the god of magic to do their tricks. Amongst all that, scientists simply disagree with both sides and look for a logical explanation that they haven't found yet. Whoever you ask, they will have their own idea of the truth. Folk can travel the in-betweens, but by doing so they make enemies on both sides. However, there are some notable professions in that space. For example, hex artisans make magical mechanisms that obey the rules of science and magic. Similarly, there are gemologists who work with magical crystals. Alchemists and herbalists often enhance their concoctions with prayers. Tale masters, who are usually associated with churches, often practice magic. Lastly, medical folk often hedge their bets by prayers and other similar rituals. If you have some ideas about what traits would be connecting magic, faith and science, let me know in the comments. For many, those disputes about the doctrine are too fundamental to overlook. It is not only ideological, but it also impacts their everyday life. If there are many mages and priests in the city, they, similarly to the mist, impact the physical properties of materials. The hex machinery powered by crystals creates an aura that is just strong enough to make precise machinery inoperable. Because of that, settlements are either pro or anti-magic. In some cities, all magic usage is prohibited, while others divide its usage by the districts. In some places like the magical forests of Verdalia, where many Viridis live, it is almost impossible to avoid the magical aura. Whatever the case would be, that additionally polarizes people. The problem is not impossible to mitigate, as there are crystals that absorb passive magic and spells that block it entirely. Those solutions, however, are hard to come by and usually not long-lasting. What would you say if your neighbor's work made yours impossible? Well, in the past the problem led to many conflicts. Nowadays, the topic occurs on a much smaller scale, but remains of the old wars can be found everywhere. The ruins that are scattered all around the continent show that the civilizations were advanced primarily in one domain. Before the invasion that King Gustav enrolled on Vaternia around 150 years ago, Well, that's it for now. If you have some ideas, do share them in the comments. All feedback is welcome, but for now, subscribe and thanks for watching.